Hey there, guys. Sorry for such a long time of me not having a video. Like I said in my last video, I've been pretty sick lately. I still had a little bit of cold, but not too bad. But yeah, so I wanted to do a little video for you guys today since I have time. And yeah, um, I don't know if I mentioned it before or not, but I am going on a retreat and I'm going to be on the team this time. And I am giving a presentation about growth and how growth is important and stuff like that. But anyway, I wanted to read it to you guys and hopefully get some feedback from you before I go on Saturday morning. So I would love feedback. Seriously, I am begging for it. Um, but yeah, so here I go. Alright, so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at the screen. I might cry, so yeah, hang with me. And it is pretty long, so again, bear with me. Alright, here we go. Growth. When I say that, I'm sure what most of you think is physical change. But it is a lot more than that. It is emotional, social, and spiritual. Sometimes growing is not easy. It takes time and trial and error. And it certainly does not occur all at the same time. It is a process. Think about it. We are not the same person as we were when we were 5, nor are we the same people as we stepped into the doors of our college for that very first time. Parts of us are the same, but there are differences too. Like I said, growth is quite a process. For me, it has not been easy in any sense of the word. Although I have had people in my life that have helped me grow, I have also had people and situations that stunted my growth. But I'll get back to that later. I was raised in a faith-neutral household. Neither of my parents are religious. However, since the public schools in my neighborhood were not safe, I was put into the Catholic school system. When I was 4, my parents divorced. Then, when I was 5 and a half, my mom brought her boyfriend into our home. This man was very scary and not very nice. Soon after he moved in, he started to become very abusive. The abuse being both physical and sexual. I would pray like the school had taught me every night. I would say the same prayer to God so that I would be better and not get in trouble anymore. And nothing was changing. In fact, it almost seemed to get worse. I was living my life in a complete way of fear and anxiety. At this very young age, I started to doubt God. I was unsure of why He wanted this to happen to me, or why I was bad. My growth was stunted. The abuse would not end till I was 11, and he was finally out of the house. Like I said, growth takes time. In 8th grade, I was getting ready to make my confirmation and met a boy. This boy was one of the first people I loved. I trusted him. But he, like my stepfather, also started to abuse me. I was so confused. At moments when the threats and name-calling were the worst, I began to believe that I had an invisible tattoo that only others could see that said the words "abuse me" on it. I started to question God, and even if I wanted to be confirmed. Something in me, however, still wanted to make the decision to say yes to God. I then picked my sponsor, my mom's new boyfriend's sister, Mary. Mary was the one that had started to help me grow. She saw the light inside of me, that I was a beautiful and intelligent girl, even though people have shown me and told me otherwise. Mary would take me out for lunch and we would talk about life. Mary was one of the first people I was able to put my trust into. I was growing. Now I was not finished growing by any means. I still had a lot of growing to do. Going into high school, I was really ready to start a new leaf. I was ready to meet new people and experience new things. Don't get me wrong, I met a lot of new people and had a lot of good experience, but also in high school, all my problems that I have had hidden started to come out. Not only did I have all my memories to deal with, but my abusive ex-boyfriend somehow started to go to the same high school as myself. Also, I put God into the back seat. The faith that I had worked so hard on seemed to be totally absent. Like I said, things started to come out. The stress in my early childhood would start to come. I couldn't possibly keep these things hidden anymore. One way that let me release my intense stress of my past was through cutting. Even if it was not the best coping mechanism, it helped. However, the school quickly found out what I was doing and I was put into counseling. Counseling would change my life. However, the first 3 years I did not take it seriously. I honestly didn't care. Cutting was my life. It revolved around everyone and everything. I lost many relationships and trust those few years. However, things would change for me when, when on my high school's Kairos retreat. Kairos helped me so much. I made new friends and was able to be honest with people. I also had so much alone time when I really learned how to talk to God. I was growing. I think I grew so much during that week of retreat. I remember talking to my dad on the phone, telling him he wouldn't recognize his little girl. Even though I grew a lot that weekend, I wasn't and still am not finished growing. After the retreat and the Kai High wore off, I started to attend morning masses and felt a great deal of strength in my faith. Also, in my junior year of high school, I met someone that would change my life forever. My best friend, Amanda. Amanda and I met through a mutual friend. Amanda, like myself, had many problems growing up. She also used unhealthy coping mechanisms. She and I clicked as soon as we met. I had trust for her right off the bat. She also trusted me, which gave me the confidence that I was worthy to have someone to put my trust into, and vice versa. Like I said before, Amanda also had some issues of her own, and quickly started to ask for my advice and opinions. I was happy to help her. This is when I was, in a way, called into the helping profession. If I could help a friend, I could help anyone. Amanda lifted my confidence. She showed me there was more to life in a weird kind of sense. Things were finally seeming to work themselves out. Something that I had questioned so often was put into a clear picture. God really doesn't give you more than you can handle. That little quote is something I remind myself of every day. Because even when I feel like giving up, I know for a fact of the matter that there is something positive that will come from the negative experience. Getting back to the story, the next year flew by, and it was time to pick a college. My decision was made, and off to the school that I go to now, I went. Coming to college was an easy transition. I am a very independent person. However, I realized at the moment, being independent isn't such a great quality. As I said, I saw a therapist back home. I was on my own now. I let things start spinning out of control. I started to tumble in classes, and teachers started to worry. I then started talking to Lori at the counseling center, and things changed for me. At that moment, I realized that I needed to work on things, my past. As painful and difficult as it is to get through, the more you work on it, the farther it becomes, and the chances are there will be something that you can get out of it. Out of that is positive and will increase your growth in a way. I was active in the church and was actually attending Mass almost every Sunday. However, soon after Antioch in the fall, my questioning of God started. Now this was not a stunt in my growth, or even a fallback, because part of growing is the ability to question God. Even having a good support person and loving relationship with God, there was still something missing. I was missing friends. Like I said before, it is hard for me to trust. So, in turn, making and keeping friendships is a difficult area for me. I try to talk to people, I really did. However, coming back after Christmas break, I felt so alone. I would literally sit in my room for hours on end. I felt like an outcast. I knew something needed to be done about this. I needed someone to talk to, and more importantly, laugh with, and just have a good time. I started to break out of my shell in a way. I started to realize that trusting people isn't so bad. Good people are out there. This is another area that I really grew in the past couple of years of my life, but I really blossomed even in the past couple of months. Having good relationships has helped me so much. My friends show me that I am a good person, a person that is worthy of respect and dignity. Not only that, but so much more, and I do really appreciate my newfound friendships. Also, sorry. Also during Christmas break, something came up when I was seeing my old therapist. Something I never really talked about, or even talk about to this day: eating. I knew I have always had problems with it ever since I was little. It could have something to do with abuse. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. But it is a real issue. In all honesty, it truly is like an addiction, just like the cutting. My eating disorder sometimes controls me, but I am in recovery. Each day is a new day. I have the opportunity each and every day to turn the page, although sometimes it is still very hard, and I feel like giving in to behaviors. Something that I have found very helpful in my recovery so far is the Serenity Prayer, even though I question God sometimes. The meaning in it is so powerful and true. I would like to share it with you. Through my efforts, I gained the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. To be honest, I do still have room to grow. And when I mean grow, one second. And when I mean grow, I don't think I'm going to get any taller. But I do and can grow spiritually by finding answers to who God is to me and just generally questioning Him. Emotionally, by reaching out to people and making and strengthening friendships. And lastly, mentally, by taking care of myself, working on positive coping strategies, and recovery. This right here is where I am today. And that is perfectly and 110% okay. Every day I'm growing to be a better person and to be a better Christian. And in part of that growing process, I realize that growing is not an overnight process. It takes time. It takes the idea and understanding that the process might not be what I want, when I want, or even how I want it, but that's okay because I have people and God watching and helping me through my journey of life. I hope I hope you guys enjoyed that, even though I am dying of a cough. Um, I am very nervous about giving this talk. I, yeah, I know I'm going to get positive feedback from it, but I'm also scared because I've never told anybody about the eating stuff. And I'm afraid of being judged. I know I shouldn't be, and I think I say it in a way that it's not too real feeling of myself, and I can still feel strong, and I won't feel too vulnerable. But I'm still going to feel vulnerable. I know I am, because that's just what kind of person I am. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the retreat. Yeah, so it's on Saturday, and it goes till Sunday night. So yeah, so you won't be seeing me this weekend. I might make a little update afterwards just to let you guys know how it goes. If you're still with me, thank you for watching this, and please give me some feedback. I would really appreciate it. I will talk to you guys all really soon. Bye bye.